It's no secret that the NBA defense is getting left in the dust by the high-flying offense-first game in this NBA era. The NBA is all about getting the buckets, and the defense just can't keep up or stop it. Cast your mind back to 2016, when the Golden State Warriors assembled a legendary squad led by the one and only Steph Curry and the unstoppable Kevin Durant. This dream team is widely regarded as the greatest in NBA history, boasting 4 All-Stars and an insane offensive rating of 114.8, which, at the time, was the pinnacle of excellence. But hold up now. Now we're in a new era, and that same rating has been knocked off of its throne, tumbling down to 10th place in the league. Can you believe it? The game has evolved, the stakes are higher, and the bar has been raised so high that one of the best offensive teams ever doesn't even rank in the top 5 in today's NBA. The league is going off the charts with an offensive explosion like we've never seen before. Teams are playing faster, shooting more threes, and putting up insane numbers. Players are posting up 40s, 50s, and even 60s on the red. And we can't forget Donovan Mitchell's crazy 71-point game. That's like something out of a video game. It's becoming a regular thing to see someone flirting with a 50-point night. And we're seeing 5 times as many 50-point games now compared to just a decade ago. The stats are through the roof, and it's getting harder to keep up. But one thing's for sure, it's unlike anything we've ever seen before. Just take a good look at Donovan Mitchell and his epic 71 points performance. Just the other day, he put up a massive 71 points in a game, the highest since Kobe Bryant's legendary 81-point game. The Cavs were hyped after that win against the Bulls, and let's be real, the whole league was buzzing. In fact, the NBA got so shook by Mitchell's insane skills that they randomly drug tested him. Like, they couldn't believe he was that good. The truth is, almost every player is putting the league on notice almost every game day now. I mean, ever since Christmas Day, we've had 19 different players put up 40-plus points a game, which is insane. But hey, let's keep it real, folks. While we are all hyped up about these offensive superstars, we're sleeping on the role and importance of defense. I mean, with all this focus on scoring, the defense has been pushed to the side, and it's getting hard to make stops without getting called for fouls. Here's a crazy stat. At the time of this recording, the Cavs are leading the league in defense with a rating of 106.1. But if the season ended today, that would be the worst defensive rating for a league leader in NBA history. Just think about that for a second. Just a few years back, the Spurs were killing it with a 98.2 defensive rating. That means teams are scoring 8 more points per 100 possessions against the best defense today than they were just 7 years ago. But come on now, let's be real. Who doesn't love a high-scoring game? The offense is the name of the game, and we're seeing some amazing performances out there. But let's pause for a moment and ask ourselves, has the NBA taken the offense obsession too far? Are we sacrificing good defense in the process? If the league doesn't do anything to balance the scale, we might just see players breaking all sorts of records and stats, like breaking Wilt's 100-point game. I mean, we're not there yet, but we're getting dangerously close. Steve Kerr and Jaylen Brown both shared their thoughts on the offensive explosion in the NBA. Kerr acknowledged the league's success in creating more freedom and opening up the game, but he added that we've just gone a little too far in terms of the rules favoring offensive players. Now, meanwhile, Brown suggested that the league's emphasis on more scoring is better for the branding and marketing of our league. In Kerr's own words during a discussion on the matter, it's become much more difficult to play defense in the NBA now. Now, it's no new thing. The NBA has a history of altering the rules to change the product, and perhaps the most significant change came in 2004 when the league wanted to increase scoring and banned hand-checking. In recent years, the NBA has further limited physical contact, resulting in touch fouls and giving offensive players free rein to attack the rim. However, the rule changes have not kept up with the increase in players' skills across the league, resulting in more efficient plays, in that offensive players are given the free rein to get to the rim and either shoot a layup or pass it out for a three-pointer. Celtics star Jaylen Brown commented on the matter saying, "I think the league has definitely grown in skill each and every year. Each position continues to take leaps forward. You see point guards getting more and more athletic, bigs shooting the ball, being able to handle the ball, wings being able to do everything. The game is definitely the more skilled man wins." As a result, teams in the NBA have been attempting more three-pointers than ever before, with an average of 34.2 attempts per game, which accounts for 35.5% of all shots. This is a significant increase from the 2015-16 season, when teams attempted an average of 24.1 three-pointers per game, which only accounted for 26% of all shots. However, the increase in three-point shooting is not the only reason why offenses have been flourishing. Role players have become more skilled and versatile, with the ability to handle the ball and make quick decisions to create efficient shots for their teammates. Toronto Raptors head coach Nick Nurse spoke it, saying, "I think a lot of the offensive explosion has to do with a lot more people putting it in on the ground and going to the basket, and the difficulty with defending that multitude of things." In addition to players' individual skill improvements, there have been significant stylistic changes in the NBA. Teams are playing at a faster pace than ever, prioritizing early shots in the shot clock and generating more possessions and opportunities to score. The league is averaging 100.1 possessions per game, which is up from 96.5 in the 2015-16 season. Consequently, some teams are shooting so quickly that the opposing team does not even get a chance to set up their defense. Furthermore, the elimination of the take foul has made transition offenses even more effective and efficient. As offenses become more successful, teams struggle to make defensive stops, resulting in a high number of fouls and free throws that interrupt the flow of the game and make it less enjoyable to watch. In this season, teams are committing 20.3 fouls per game, the most since 2019-20, and taking 23.7 free throw attempts per game, the highest rate since 2010-11. In the modern NBA, playing defense has become an uphill battle, and the increasing number of fouls and stoppages has made it difficult for teams to get stops. Let's be real. Officiating a basketball game is a challenging task, since there is a high degree of physical contact in almost every possession. However, the current scenario has resulted in a lose-lose situation. Coaches and fans express discontentment with the abundance of calls, while players are dissatisfied with the inconsistency of the referees. A recent example of this was LeBron's reaction to the no-foul call during the game against the Celtics just a few weeks ago, where he totally lost it on national TV. In today's NBA, playing defense has become increasingly difficult, and defending players without fouling is like a lost art. The strict interpretation of rules has made it challenging for defenders to execute their skills without being penalized. However, a more lenient approach in favor of defenders could enhance the game's entertainment value, since defense can be enjoyable to watch. The idea of allowing more contact may seem reasonable, but it's not an easy task to execute in a fast-paced, physically demanding environment. The league may have to intervene and modify the rules to give defenses an equal chance, just as it has done for offenses in the past. To help defenders, the NBA could consider some rule changes. One option might be to punish players who flop or use unnatural shooting motions to draw fouls, similar to what the league did at the start of 2020-21 season, which resulted in a decrease in offensive production. Alternatively, the league could consider bringing back hand checking, which would allow defenders to use their hands to impede the progress of offensive players. Another option is to increase the length of the 3 in the key rule to 5 seconds, which is a rule used in international basketball to give bigs more time to defend the paint. These changes would make it easier for defenders to do their job and bring some balance back to the game. In the end, the NBA is a product of entertainment. Scoring may be exciting, but the league is veered too much towards offense, leaving defenses with no other option but to frequently foul and halt the game's momentum. A more engaging and entertaining experience is created by healthy competition, and it's up to the NBA to make sure that the players determine their own destiny rather than handing over that responsibility to referees. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and smash the subscribe for more NBA content. And of course, drop a comment down below and spill the tea on what you're thinking about the offensive explosion that we're seeing in the NBA.